Hi guys, my name is Untitled Chapter and you're watching another tutorial on C programming, and today I'll be talking about string functions. So in particular, I'm going to be talking about four string functions: the Strcpy function, the Strc80 function, the Strcmp function, and the Strlen function. So you already know what a string is. A string is simply a character array with the last element set to the null character. So first of all, I'm going to define two strings. So the name of my first string will be str1. It's going to be of size 4, and I'm going to initialize it to cat. And notice that I've initialized it to 3 characters only. The last space is for the null character. Similarly, I'm going to define my second string str2, and it's going to be of size 4, and I'm going to initialize it to dog. So before I get started on the string functions, I want to mention one other thing. You already know what the name of an array is. The name of an array is a pointer that stores the address of the first element of the array. But now I'm going to slightly change that definition. The name of an array is a constant pointer that stores the address of the first element of the array. So you already know what a constant variable is. A constant variable is a variable that cannot change its value once it has been initialized. Similarly, a constant pointer is also a variable that cannot change its value once it has been initialized. So in this case, the name of my character array, str1, it is a constant pointer that has been initialized with the address of the character C. Similarly, the name of my second character array, str2. This is also a constant pointer that has been initialized with the address of the character D. So now let's talk about the first function on the list, the strcpy function. So the strcpy function is simply used to copy the contents of one string and paste it inside another string. So in the arguments, you simply pass the names of your two strings, and you already know what the name of the string means. It means that you're simply passing the address of the first element in that string. So what this strcpy function will do is that it will copy the contents of the string str2 and it will paste it inside the string str1. So I'm going to print my string str1 before the strcpy function and after the strcpy function. Right after the strcpy function. So now when I run the program, what will happen is that the original contents of the string str1 will be printed by the first printf statement, and then the copied contents. When the contents of str2 were copied into the string str1, then the second printf statement will print the str1, which contains the string inside str2, which was copied into str1 by the strcpy function. So now the second function is the strc80 function, and the strc80 function is simply used to combine the contents of two strings and store it inside a single string. So let me show you how it works. Simply write strc80 right here. So what will happen, what this function will do is that it will combine the contents of str2 and str1, and the combined string will be stored inside the string str1. So due to this, you have to change the size of your string str1. So I'm going to change it to 7, because when the string 2 is combined with string 1, so dog is combined with cat, so it becomes cat dog, which is 6 characters. And the last character is for the null character. So that is why I have made the size 7. So when I run the program, the first printf statement will print the original contents of the string str1, and the second printf statement will print the combined contents, which was stored inside the str1 string by the strc80 function. So now the third function is the strcmp function, and it is simply used to compare the characters of two strings. So let me show you how that works. First of all, I'm going to define my integer variable a, because the strcmp function returns an integer value, and I'm going to make A is equal to strcmp. So the strcmp function compares the ASCII values of the characters of two strings starting from the first character. So what this will do is that str2 is initialized to dog and str1 is initialized to cat. So the strcmp function will compare the ASCII value of D with the ASCII value of C. So since the ASCII value of D is greater than the ASCII value of C, so strcmp function will return a -1. That means the ASCII value of the first character of string 2 is greater than the ASCII value of the first character of string 1. So in that case, strcmp will return a negative value, and in the end, with the help of my printf statement, I'm going to print the value of my integer variable a. So when I run the program, I'm going to get a -1 printed in the output screen. Similarly, if I change the first character of my str2 string to C, and I change the first character of str1 string to D. So in this case, the ASCII value of the first character of str1 is greater than the ASCII value of the first character of the string str2. So in this case, the strcmp function will return a positive value. So when I run the program, I'm going to get a +1 printed in the output screen. And now if both strings are same, so for example, this was cog as well. So now, since both strings are same, since the ASCII values of the characters of both strings are same, so in this case, the strcmp function will return a 0. So when I run the program, A is going to be equal to 0. And one more thing, suppose the first characters of both strings were equal. Then in this case, the strcmp function will compare the ASCII values of the second character of both strings. So for example, my second character inside my str1 string was A, and the second character inside my str2 string was, for example, B. So in this case, str2, when compared with str1, str2 will be greater than str1 because the ASCII value of the second character of str2 is greater than the ASCII value of the second character of str1. So in this case, strcmp would return a -1. So when I run the program, A will be equal to -1. So the last function is the strlen function, and the strlen simply returns you the number of characters inside a string. So let me show you how that works. Let me just write strlen right here, and I'm going to send the name of my first string as argument. And in the end, I'm going to use my printf statement to print the integer variable a. So there are only 3 characters inside the str1 string. So when I run the program, a will be equal to 3 and 3 will be printed in the output screen. So the strlen function is simply used to, it simply returns the number of characters inside a string excluding the null character. So the null character is not counted. Let me just add another character inside it. So there are 4 characters inside my string str1. So now when I run the program, the strlen function will return the integer value 4. So this is all about the string function I'm going to discuss in this tutorial. If you have any questions, please ask them in the comment section, and thanks for watching this video.